Some of life's greatest lessons can be found in the weight room. What I mean by that is that all of us have goals and all of us want to accomplish things. Some of the things that we find in the weight room, like pushing heavy weights, being able to pick it up, put it down, stress on our body, we can apply those to some of the goals and the good habits, the success habits that we have from the weight room and in life. That being said, I recalled a situation or a conversation that I had with a customer I had years ago, back when I was a retail manager. Now this person, his name is Mark, and whenever we were talking, he just gets animated and told all kinds of great stories about his past. And one of the topics that we tended to talk about a lot was the topic of George Turner. George Turner was a big, burly weightlifter, an old school bodybuilder that if you ever think of the picture of an 80s bodybuilder, but aged a little bit of the coach with the polyester shorts, but a sweatshirt, cut off sleeves. That was the kind of person that George Turner was. He had a gym called George Turner's Gym, and that's the place that Mark used to frequent a lot. Now, George Turner had so many great rules at his gym, and those rules are what I found to be beneficial to me as I started to reflect on some of the success habits that I want to apply to myself. Now, rule number 1, no women in the weight room. It wasn't necessarily no women in the weight room, but it was more or less no women in spandex, tight spandex, not like we have now where it's pretty common to see people walking around in their yoga pants going to the grocery shop. No women in the weight room really means that you didn't want beautiful distractions in the weight room. Now in the late 90s or late 80s and early 90s of that time when George Turner's gym was thriving, the image of women were in shiny leggings and tight spandex tops, full makeup and blown out hair. And those were what he didn't want in the gym. The gym was a place to come here and get work done, grunt a lot and sweat and just put in work. So rule number 1, no women in the weight room. Come there just to lift. Rule number 2 was don't drop any weights. Now when Mark was recounting the story, he would talk about this guy that was working out, and all of a sudden he lifted and dropped his weights and it came out with a dinosaur-sized, earth-shattering boom to the floor. And then out of nowhere, no sooner did that guy get up off the bench, was George Turner right there in his face. What are you doing dropping my weights in the gym? If you couldn't lift it up, you shouldn't be picking it up, and yelling all in his face. And that's the kind of guy that George Turner was. He was a gentle soul, but he had that presence that if you came across him, he's going to flex and crush you, right? So don't drop your weights in George Turner's gym. He was famous for saying, if you can't pick it up, you shouldn't be if you can't put it down, you shouldn't be picking it up. Now, rule number 3 is no grunting in the gym. Now, what I mean by that is that Mark would tell this story about how guys would come to the gym and start lifting up the weights and putting it up and making enormous sounds. Well, no sooner did they do that would George start clapping his hands. Just there you go. Good job, big boy. Good job. Way to go. Way to pick up that weight. Hey, everybody, stop what you're doing. Let's check out this guy. He's over here lifting some weights. Let me call the Olympic Committee. This guy's about to set some world records. He would say all this because he didn't want anybody distracting everybody else from what they're trying to accomplish. He wanted everybody to stay focused on weightlifting because that's the kind of guy he was. He wanted the gym to be nothing but a gym in an environment where things got done. So, recapping some of the rules that he had: no women in the weight room, don't look all pretty, no dropping the weights, take care of the property that's there, and no grunting. Keep your focus on the tasks that you have. So how I related this to myself was I came back to those, and it was just out of nowhere I was starting to recount the times that Mark was telling me this, and I found that to be very successful and very engaging to enhance my personal success. In that I said, no women in the gym. That just means keep your focus on what you're doing. Don't focus on the shiny, the new, all the nice devices, all the great ideas that are out there. Stay focused to the goals that you have, Armand. Number 2 is don't drop the weights. That refers to stick it out to the end. things are going to get tough. Things are going to be challenging. And it's important for you to not just start something and leave it there, but start it and finish it. So with all of your successes, with all of your challenges, yes, it gets tough to do a 30-day challenge. 15 days into that 30-day challenge, you're ready to give it up, or your confidence and your energy, your assertiveness to that goal has started to fall off a little bit. And number 3, no grunting in the gym. Stay calm whenever you have a challenge. If you have something to celebrate, don't outwardly celebrate it. Don't get into other people's faces, but at the same time, when you fail to something, don't complain about it. Keep your composure, and don't just talk about all the bad things that happen. Nobody wants to be around that kind of negativity. So what I learned from an old school bodybuilder is that it's important to set rules for yourself and set standards for yourselves. Stay focused to your goals, be assertive, tough things out, and as well, be humble. Be humble, keep your humility, and you're going to accomplish so many. All of us have so many life lessons that we can find throughout all of our daily activities. It's important to stay focused, stay tough, and be humble. Thanks.